Ever wondered how to find cheap flights to Southeast Asia? One way is by using a VPN. A VPN, or Virtual Private Network, is a tool that can help you secure a better deal when booking flights. It does this by masking your actual geographical location and making it appear as though you're browsing from somewhere else. Let's break it down. You see, airlines and travel booking websites often use a practice known as dynamic pricing. This means that the price you see for a ticket isn't fixed, but can change based on various factors. One of these factors is your geographical location. So if you're booking a flight from a high-income country like the United States or parts of Europe, the prices you see are likely to be higher. This is where a VPN comes in. By changing your virtual location, a VPN can trick these websites into thinking you're browsing from a different region, potentially one where prices are typically lower. For example, if you're planning a trip to Southeast Asia, you could set your VPN to show that you're browsing from a country within that region, like Thailand or Indonesia. This could potentially bring up lower prices for the same flights. But how do you use a VPN? It's simple, really. There are many VPN services available, both free and paid. Once you've chosen a service, you simply download the app or software, install it on your device, and use it to connect to the internet. When setting up the connection, you'll be asked to choose a location for your VPN. This is where you choose a country that you believe will offer lower flight prices. Now, it's important to note that while using a VPN can help you find cheaper flights, it's not a guaranteed method. Prices can still fluctuate based on other factors such as the time of booking, the number of seats available, and so on. So always compare prices and check different options before making your final booking. So remember, a VPN can be your ticket to a cheaper flight, literally. Next up, let's talk about Google Flights. Now, some of you might be familiar with this tool, but for those who aren't, Google Flights is a flight booking service powered by Google. It's a fantastic tool that opens up a world of possibilities for finding affordable flights. So, how does it work? Well, Google Flights aggregates data from numerous airlines, allowing you to compare prices, flight durations, and more. You can search for flights from multiple airports, on specific dates, or even without a destination in mind. It's all about giving you the flexibility to find the best deals. One of the unique features of Google Flights is the ability to discover cheaper flights that are en route to another destination. Now, this might sound a bit confusing, so let me break it down. Sometimes a flight that's heading to, say, Australia might have a stopover in Bali. Now, if Bali is your dream destination, you could book this flight and simply disembark at the stopover. This can often work out a lot cheaper than booking a direct flight. However, there's a small catch. Mostly, you won't be able to check in your luggage as it will be sent to the final destination. So if you're planning to use this method, make sure to pack light and carry everything you need in your hand luggage. Google Flights also offers a handy price tracking feature. You can set up alerts for specific routes or destinations, and Google will notify you when prices drop. This feature can be a lifesaver when you're on a tight budget, but still want to explore the world. Moreover, Google Flights presents a color-coded calendar and a flexible date grid to show you when it's cheapest to travel. It also provides tips under the search box like, prices are less than normal, or prices are rising, guiding you to make a smarter decision. So, as you can see, Google Flights is more than just a flight booking service. It's an excellent tool for budget travelers who are not afraid to be a little adventurous and flexible with their plans. With Google Flights, you're just a stop away from your dream destination. Now, let's dive into the world of low-cost flight comparing websites. Imagine a world where you could see all the flight options laid out in front of you, prices from different airlines, different departure and arrival times, and varying travel durations. Well, that's precisely the world these flight comparing websites offer. A prime example is Skyscanner, a site that has taken the travel world by storm. Skyscanner and similar platforms are essentially search engines for flights. They trawl through hundreds of airlines and travel agencies to present you with a list of options, sorted by your preference. Whether you're looking for the fastest route or the cheapest, these sites have got you covered. What makes these websites so appealing is the level of detail and customization they offer. You can filter your search by specific airlines, number of stops, flight duration, and even the time of departure or arrival. What's more, these sites also offer price alerts. Just set a reminder, and they'll notify you when the prices drop. However, like everything else, these websites have their own set of drawbacks. For starters, the prices displayed are not always up to date. it's not uncommon to click on a fantastic deal, only to find out it's no longer available. Additionally, these websites may not include all airlines, particularly smaller or regional ones. Therefore, it's always a good idea to double-check directly on the airline's website. Another thing to keep in mind is that while these sites offer a great overview of your options, they may not always provide the cheapest fare. Sometimes airlines offer exclusive deals on their websites that you won't find elsewhere. Despite these minor hiccups, flight comparing websites are undeniably a great tool for budget travelers. They offer a comprehensive overview of your options, saving you the hassle of checking multiple airline websites. They're like a one-stop shop for flights. So, next time you're planning a trip to Southeast Asia, or anywhere else for that matter, don't forget to check out these low-cost flight comparing websites. They could be your ticket to snagging a fantastic deal. Flight comparing websites, your treasure trove for the best deals. Flexibility is key when it comes to finding cheap flights. Now, if you're scratching your head, wondering how your yoga skills can help you snag a budget-friendly airfare, let's clear the air. We're talking about flexibility with your travel dates. See, we live in a world governed by supply and demand, and the airline industry is no different. There are peak times when everyone wants to fly, and then there are off-peak times when the planes are not as packed. Obviously, the cost of flying during peak times is higher because, well, who doesn't want to fly when it's convenient? But if you can adjust your schedule a bit, you can find some seriously cheap flights. Let's take a trip down memory lane. I remember planning a trip to Bali. I initially wanted to fly out on a Friday, to make the most of the weekend. But when I checked the prices, my wallet nearly had a heart attack. They were astronomical. But then I decided to play around with the dates a little. And guess what? When I moved my departure to a Wednesday, the prices dropped significantly. Just by shifting my travel dates by 2 days, I saved hundreds of euros. This is not a one-off example. I've done this multiple times, and every time I've managed to save a good chunk of change. So the moral of the story is, if you can be a bit flexible with when you fly, you can keep more money in your pocket. Now, I know what you're thinking. Not everyone has the luxury of being flexible with their travel dates. And that's true. But even if you can shift your dates by a day or two, either way, you stand to make some savings. And if you can be more flexible, well, the world is your oyster. So the next time you're booking a flight, play around with the dates a little. You might be surprised at how much you can save. Remember, a little flexibility can go a long way in saving you money. Did you know that the day of the week or the year you book your flight can affect its cost? Yes, it's true. Timing is crucial when it comes to booking flights. Let's start with the days of the week. While it might not seem like it, certain days can offer significant savings. After careful observation and data crunching, it's been found that midweek days, particularly Tuesdays and Wednesdays, tend to offer the best deals. Why, you ask? Well, that's when demand is usually lower, as most people tend to fly at the start or end of the week. So if you're flexible with your travel dates, booking a flight on a Tuesday or Wednesday can save you a pretty penny. Now let's talk about the time of the year. If you're planning a trip to Southeast Asia, consider booking your flight during the off-peak season. Not only will you find cheaper flights, but you'll also avoid the tourist crowds. However, make sure to research the climate and local events before you book. The last thing you want is to be stuck in a monsoon or miss out on a major festival. And let's not forget about the wonders of sales events. Days like Black Friday, Cyber Monday, or even Boxing Day can offer some fantastic deals. Travel companies often jump on the bandwagon of these sales events, slashing prices to attract customers. So if you're not in a rush, waiting for these special sale days could be well worth it. Remember, patience is a virtue, especially when it comes to booking flights. It's all about striking when the iron's hot. Keep an eye on those prices, be ready to pounce on a good deal, and don't be afraid to wait it out if prices seem high. And if you're really serious about finding the best deals, consider setting price alerts on flight comparison websites. That way, you'll be notified as soon as prices drop, and you can swoop in and secure your flight at a bargain price. Mark your calendars and set your alarms, because timing is everything. Last but not least, let's talk about loyalty programs. These are essentially reward schemes run by airlines to incentivize repeat business. Think of it like a coffee shop stamp card, but for flights. The more you fly with a particular airline, the more points you earn, which can then be redeemed for a myriad of benefits, such as discounted or even free flights, extra baggage allowance, and access to exclusive lounges at airports. Now the trick is to choose an airline that operates extensively in the region you're interested in. For Southeast Asia, airlines like Qatar Airways and Asia Airlines could be your best bet. I personally am subscribed to both their loyalty programs. Let's start with Qatar Airways. As part of their Privilege Club, I've managed to accumulate Q-Miles, their version of reward points, every time I fly with them or their partner airlines. These Q-Miles can then be redeemed for award flights, upgrades, and more. The best part? The more you fly with them, the higher you climb in their tier system, unlocking even more benefits. Now, for intra-Asia travel, Asia Airlines has been a game changer. Their big loyalty program has allowed me to reap rewards on domestic flights within Asia. Not only do I earn big points on flights, but also on hotel bookings, duty-free shopping, and even car rentals. These points can then be used to book free flights. Yes, you heard that right, free flights. The beauty of loyalty programs is that they reward you for something you were going to do anyway. Fly. So why not make the most of it? It's like a thank you note from the airlines for your patronage. And trust me, it's a note that can save you quite a bit of money. Remember, every airline has its own loyalty program with unique benefits. So do your research, find the one that suits your travel needs the best, and sign up. It's usually free to join and the potential savings can be substantial. Loyalty does pay off, especially when it comes to airlines. So, there you have it, 6 viable ways to find cheap flights to Southeast Asia. Let's take a moment to recap what we've covered. First, we talked about the power of a virtual private network, or VPN. By using a VPN, you can disguise your location when booking your flight. This clever trick can help you dodge those higher prices typically associated with booking flights from Europe or the USA. Set your VPN to a location in Asia or Africa, and you could be on your way to securing a much cheaper flight. Next, we delved into the usefulness of Google Flights. This platform offers a unique way to find less expensive flights. The catch? These are often flights that have a stopover in your destination country before continuing on their route. Keep in mind this method may not suit everyone, especially if you need to check in luggage. But for the light traveler, it's a brilliant way to save. We also explored low-cost flight comparison websites, such as Skyscanner. These sites are a treasure trove for budget travelers, allowing you to compare prices from different airlines and varying travel times. If you're on a tight budget and don't mind a longer journey, you'll find some real steals here. A crucial life hack we discussed is the importance of being flexible with your travel dates. It's astonishing how often shifting your flight by just a day or two can save you a considerable sum. A bit of flexibility can go a long way in keeping your travel costs down. Timing is everything, and this is particularly true when booking flights. We've found that certain days of the week, like Tuesdays or discount days such as Black Friday or Cyber Monday, often yield better deals. So keep an eye on the calendar and you might just snag a bargain. Lastly, we talked about loyalty programs. By becoming a member of an airline that operates extensively in Southeast Asia, you can have access to fantastic deals and discounts. Loyalty does have its rewards after all. Personally, I've benefited immensely from my memberships with Qatar Airlines and Asia Airlines. All these methods require a bit of research, a dash of flexibility, and a willingness to take advantage of the tools and programs available to you. But the potential savings are well worth the effort. In conclusion, finding cheap flights to Southeast Asia is not a matter of luck, but a product of strategic planning and smart use of resources. So go ahead and start putting these tips into practice. With a little patience and perseverance, you'll be able to navigate your way to the best deals out there. Safe travels and happy flight hunting!